映画を見るときは静かに。映画を見るときは静かに。映画 is movie or film. を見るときは、映画を見るときは means when you watch a movie or when you watch a film. 静かに means to be quiet. So, 映画を見るときは静かに means when you watch a film or a movie, you should be quiet. Now, that's it for the Japanese lesson for today. And I just want to talk about movies because I recently, actually last year already, but watched this movie. Wait, 1 second. Shut up. Right here. Just like this. Yep. And as you can see, the movie is called Carving the Divine. Yeah. I've known the director, whose name is Yujiro Seki-san. Somewhere, I don't know, maybe like we've known each other for 1 or 2 years over, online. But, we kind of hit it off one day and, just learned about things about this movie a little bit more. And I realized that this movie or film is a serious documentary about a Buddhist sculptor or Buddhist sculptors, a very renowned Buddhist sculptor, group of Buddhist sculptors, that is. And, it was about their life, how they actually, make a living, what kind of things they talk about with their families, what do they do on their birthdays, those kind of things. And it was, it was very interesting because it was a, really, super, super documentary, basically. And I think the director, Seki-san, did not really, actually, intentionally, I don't think he tried to put a message, but I did feel like there were 2 core key messages, or those were the messages I took out of the film. So number 1 was that Buddhist statues or Butsuzo is a great form of art. Great, complicated, need great experience, sculpting those Buddhist statues. I think it's magnificent. They do a magnificent job. And it's just, one type of traditional craft that needs to be preserved. And I think it will be preserved for sure because of the, just seeing the amount of, interest I'm getting internationally and domestically, actually. I think it will stay as a really, really, good, a good high quality craft, for the years to come, right? And when I post things on, for example, on Facebook, not so much on Instagram, but when I post things on Facebook, saying that, oh, okay, this is a beautiful piece of art. Well, I don't necessarily go ahead and say it that much, but some people are actually against the idea of seeing Buddha statues or Butsuzo as a form of art. People say, this is not supposed to be, or this is not to be sold. This is, a great, this is a deity, basically. Why are you doing something like that with a deity? People are like that sometimes, right? But I am, strongly against the idea because, if you look at the life of the Buddhist sculptors, and you really should watch this movie if you have a chance. I'll put the URLs, etc. that might be necessary to learn about this movie. But basically, it's there's no question that it is art. These Buddhist sculptors are making art, which can be used for religious purposes. But on the other hand, there's no doubt that these are also forms of art, right? And so I think that's why I'm really against the idea that these items cannot be seen as art. And by the way, if you really rigidly, stick to the idea that these, Buddhist statues are just, should be strictly used for artistic purposes, I think it really removes the room for just, kind of not normal people, so to speak, who come along and just kind of gets casually interested in Buddhism. And I think it removes the possibility of them, purchasing or getting some kind of access to these Buddhist statues and learning about them, right? And thereby actually, you know, getting a little bit more interested in Buddhism, and perhaps because of Buddhism, their quality of life will increase. Or even if they don't go down the religious path, that's it's I think Buddhism items, bring you a really, really simple joy in life. Like I say on my website, Buddhism items really, I believe, bring you a simple joy in life. It can be a cat Buddha statue, for example, and if you can put it there on your desk like that, like there, or anywhere for that matter. People laugh. People, oh, that think it's so cute, but people then realize that okay, like cat too can be a Buddha in a way. It's everything. Every sentient being has a Buddha nature. So I think it's Buddha statues are a really interesting format, if you would, because some people view as strictly religious, strict as religious items. Some people, on the other hand, just look at it as Buddhist art, and there are I like sometimes heated discussions about that topic. But my view is that if you just think of it as a religious item, or just on the other hand, if you just think of it as Buddhist art, you're actually missing a huge part of what Buddhist statues are, what Butsuzo is, right? And that's point number one. So, and point number two is the point. Well, my session number two. But my session number two was that I think the movie did a really great job in delivering a key message. What I thought was a key message was that Butsuzo, or Buddhist statues, actually help people, humans, connect with the Buddha, with the Hotoke-sama, right? Hotoke. And be together with the Hotoke-sama. That's what Buddhist statues help achieve. People do. And let me tell you a personal story. So, there's the bell ringing. But anyways, at 5 p.m. Every day there's this ringing bell. Yeah, it's sometimes the way things are in Japan. It's pretty interesting. Some people actually complain. I think not here, but I read in like a news article that in a particular part of Japan there's this really iconic bell ringing that go at 5 p.m. and it's supposed to kind of not incentivize but guide kids basically to get them home basically, right? It's like, oh, you should stop playing around and you should get back to your father and mother, and it's safe. It's a good way of telling time. And even for, like, for example, farmers, they don't always have access to like watches. That's what I learned. But because of these kind of bells, they can actually realize that, oh, look, it's 5 p.m. so it's about to bring the equipment here or there, perhaps something like that, right? So it's a very iconic part of Japan, and it's cool. But anyway, so yeah, so the second point, I think the point I derived from the movie was that Buddha statues plays a really important role in connecting the human with the Buddha, with the Hochoke, right? It's a strong connection. And let me tell you a personal story, right? I think that's because I think that's where I left off. So let me tell you a personal story. My personal story is that I didn't have a Buddhist statue before 2018, 2019. I think 2019 I purchased my first personal Buddhist statues, the green one. If you look at my Instagram, you see a lot of that photo. It's kind of like it's on my altar, and I have great you know I have developed a very great connection and feelings towards the Buddha statue. And the Buddha statue really struck me as a very interesting piece, very peculiar in a good way piece when I first saw it, and that's why I made a purchase from one of my suppliers, actually, because they have a great amount of variety in terms of Buddha statues, and I just you know happened to come by and kind of had a so-called meeting with the Buddha statue. And the Buddha statue, I think, helped me evolve as a human being in a way. So, back at that time, 4 years ago, yeah, 4 years ago, I was really, frustrated about things. I was not really, I was doing well in a way, but there was a lot of frustration, there was a lot of anger, and as time passed by, looking at the Buddha statue and praying to the Buddha statue, it made me realize that, maybe focus more on the important things, right? It made me realize that some things cannot be changed. Some things in the past that has happened cannot be changed, right? For example, and it makes you realize. It made me realize when I was looking at and praying to the Buddha statue that my mind, my spirit almost was really kind of tainted in a way, and I just wanted to fix it. And I started fixing it, and I think after a year or two, I think things have become much better. In terms of the way I approach my business, it's not like the business was bad at that point in time. It doesn't mean it has become better or anything like that. But the way I think about my business, right, and the way I approach my business, I think has become a lot better. And now I'm like flushed with, like, I constantly have really cool ideas, what I think are cool ideas, and it's really fun to engage with the business, and it's fun to engage with the people who's surrounding the business, who's helping me, my staff, and I'm more thankful and grateful towards them. And I owe this largely to the fact that I was able to create a connection with the Fudomiya statue, right? And in a way, I might not want to get too religious here because it's supposed to be a commercial channel, but I haven't restarted the other channel yet. So I might as well talk about a little bit of religious things here. But basically, Buddhist statues, Busuzo works like a mirror of the mind, right? It's a meditation device. Many people who are well versed in Buddhist statues write that it's a meditation device, and I think it's a meditation device. It's a art and it's a meditation device, and it's a mirror that helps you peek through your mind, see through your mind, and it's a mirror that helps you kind of clean yourself, clean your mind almost, right? Normal mirrors actually help you clean yourself and tidy yourself up physically, right? If your hair is too long, you'll be like, oh, okay, I need to go to the barber or wherever you go to, and you cut my hair. If your skin is dry, if you notice your skin is dry after looking at the mirror, trying to get a moisturizer, or if you notice that you're dressed poorly, okay, maybe you'll think that, oh, maybe I should tidy my clothes so that I look better, right? But Buddhist statues work exactly like that, except that it works on the mind, maybe on the spirit. How you define your mind and spirit is might be different from you and me, but I think Buddhist statues do work like a mirror of the mind, mirror of the spirit, and essentially works like a meditation device, right? And it's interesting because I don't think Buddhist statues would work as a meditation device unless Buddhist statues were to a certain point viewed as art, have artistic value. Because if they don't have artistic value to at least to some point, right? Why would you be awed, right, at the presence of a Buddhist statue? Truly artistic Buddhist statue bring this are awesome, and people are just inspired by them and even believe that there's some kind of deity behind that, within that Buddha statue, because of the fact that it's truly artistic, right? People like Buddhist sculptors like Sorin Matsuhisa, right? He's considered a great Buddhist sculptor because of his really artistic talent that brought divinity into the wood he was carving, right? And that's just I think that is just the really essence of Buddhist statue carving, Buddhist sculpture, sculpting, Buddhist statue carving. And I just want to give a big shout out to the Carving the Divine team, Seki-san, because his work really resonated with me, right? And and he also gave me a T-shirt for contributing to his launching of the film too, right? And I hope more people get interested in this film because it's I'm not really I don't have any financial interest with Seki-san, but I just want you to learn about Buddhist sculpting, Buddhist statues, because it's just purely interesting. Who knows? It might change your life. Yeah, like mine did, right? My life has changed hugely, greatly, thanks to Buddhist statues. Butsuzo. Butsuzo can change your life, really. And I hope your life will be positively impacted by your interest in Buddhism, whether it be an artistic one or a religious one. It might differ, but I think I sincerely believe that Buddhism can change your life in a good way, and at the very least bring you simple form, simple joy of life that you can enjoy for a very long time. Yeah. Okay, so I think I talked enough about Carving the Divine. Thank you, Seki-san. A big shout out to Seki-san for making the film. I'm a big Film of the fan, and I hope this video contributes to your film. And I hope how small it may be. I hope more people. I can help more people come to your film and get interested. Right. Okay, so everyone get interested. Thank you for tuning in to today's video. I hope that was helpful, interesting, somewhat inspiring. I hope it was inspiring. And I had a good time talking about it. So overall, I guess it was good. Okay, so thank you very much, and see you next time. Okay, bye bye.